From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Friday, the 4th of July. Thanks for starting your holiday here. It is going to be a hot day ahead, but the good news is there is no rain in sight. So if you're going to a barbecue or a pool party or seeing some fireworks tonight, you're going to have dry conditions, but it will be very hot. Temps could get into the 90s, but really it's that humidity factor that's ramping up today. So make sure you stay safe, drink plenty of water.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Wondery. That's greenlight.com/Wondery.
Downtown Indianapolis has a double feature in the skies tonight. The city's big fireworks show is set, and the Indians have a home game, too, which will end with a spectacular sight over Victory Field. News 8's Colin Bailey went there this morning and has the plans.
Go downtown and watch those fireworks at the American Legion Mall or the War Memorial. Those will start at 10 o'clock. But yeah, you mentioned it. Indians have been playing here at Victory Field for nearly 30 years on the 4th of July. First pitch, 6:35. They'll also be wearing these really cool uniforms right here. This beautiful light blue and royal blue brimmed hat. These beautiful jerseys right here as Carter shows you this. You can also buy the hats in the team store and try and get in on the raffle to get these jerseys. Anna, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Baseball, hot dogs, fireworks, kind of the Americana side, all right here at Victory Field.
Yeah, happy 4th of July to everybody. We love packing this place every year. Like you said, we've been scheduled to be home every year since 1997. So just really fun to get this place rocking, obviously wearing these specialty 4th of July kits, really just having a lot of fun tonight.
And talk about the game itself. The #2 prospect in the MLB will be on the mound pitching for the Indians tonight.
Yeah, Bubba Chandler, you really can't ask for more. One of our best pitchers on our pitching staff, one of the best nights to be out at the ballpark. Come out and see 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, and then obviously fireworks after the game, one of our biggest fireworks shows of the season.
And we just talked, you said there's about 2,000 tickets left, so make sure you get your tickets now, about 2,000 left. First pitch tonight, 6:35 right here at Victory Field. Fireworks will follow after the game. If you're going downtown to watch those fireworks, they'll start at 10 o'clock. And like I said, you could watch from the American Legion Mall or the War Memorial. So a lot of action happening in downtown to enjoy your 4th of July. For now here at Victory Field, I'm Colin Bailey for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
More high-flying options. Carmel's fireworks begin at 9:45 following Carmel Fest. Fishers will fire off 3 shows launching from the Nickel Plate District, Cynthian Park, and Geist Reservoir starting at 10 tonight. Westfield and Noblesville and Lawrence fireworks also start at 10. Similar time for downtown Fort Wayne, Brownsburg, and Danville. And there are more. You can see a full list of the fireworks shows right now on the As Seen On section of our website, WishTV.com. State police are a little concerned about the spectacular shows in the skies. AAA predicts more people than ever will take road trips for the 4th, an estimated 1.78 million overall. Troopers say they always see more crashes over the holidays, and Independence Day brings a unique brand of distracted driving.
And I'm not talking about distractions of cell phones and electronics. I'm talking about people driving while they're looking up watching fireworks. So please, if you're driving, eyes on the road, not on the sky.
They urge everyone to find a safe place to park rather than just pulling to the side of the road. We are following some breaking news this morning. Noblesville police say they are trying to solve an early morning smash and grab at a gun store. Police say a stolen vehicle rammed into the front of Hoosier Armory store at about 4:45 this morning. Police have not said how much the thief or thieves took, and the owner is going through inventory to figure it out right now. This is the same location that police say there was a smash and grab at with a car in September of 2024. We have a crew on scene and will bring updates on WishTV.com. President Trump has a signing ceremony set this afternoon at the White House to turn his tax breaks and spending cuts bill into law. Michael Yoshida looks at the late push that put the bill over the top and what the changes will do.
A deeply divided House passing the Senate's version of President Trump's mega bill.
Nobody said it would be easy. But you know what? We didn't come here to do easy things. We came here to do big things.
A group of hardline GOP members who had threatened to block the sweeping tax and spending cuts legislation eventually falling in line, following an intense campaign from the White House and Republican Party leaders. The president reportedly promising fiscal hardliners concerned about trillions being added to the national deficit that certain provisions for green energy tax credits would be phased out.
What those holdouts were doing was exactly what we were all doing. We are advocating for our district.
Democrats denouncing the bill. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking for hours, delaying a final vote.
I'm going to take my time and ensure that the American people fully understand how damaging this bill will be to their quality of life.
The multi-trillion-dollar legislation would unlock tax cuts and funding boosts for national security, partly paid for by the largest cut to the federal safety net in decades. Tax breaks and changes to the tax code could benefit corporate America, manufacturers, and high-income Americans, while low-income Americans could be worse off due to the bill's historic cuts to Medicaid and food stamps. A ripple effect could also hit the healthcare system, especially rural hospitals, and roughly $3.4 trillion is also projected to be added to the deficit over the next decade. In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
Indiana's congressional delegation voted directly down party lines. Democrats Andre Carson and Frank Mervan voted against the bill. Republicans Rudy Yakim, Marlin Stutzman, Jim Baird, Victoria Spartz, Jefferson Shreve, Mark Mesmer, and Aaron Houchin voted for the bill. Governor Braun's reaction on X. The American people voted to put America first, cut taxes for families and small businesses, bring back energy independence, and lock down our southern border. He ends with, "This landmark win for our country will unleash the power of the American economy." The bill cuts back federal taxes on tips. The first $25,000 of worker tips will be deductible. After that, they are still subject to taxes. We talked to the owner of 2 local restaurants about the change.
There are a lot of servers and bartenders that don't make a lot hourly and basically live on tips completely, and then at the end of the year have a pretty large tax bill.
The change only applies to federal taxes. Tips are still subject to state and local levies. President Trump's pause on tariffs is scheduled to end next week. Amy Kiley reports on what it could mean for U.S. businesses.
My inclination is to send a letter out and saying what tariff they're going to be paying.
U.S. businesses could soon learn the tariff rate they'll have to pay for certain imports. President Donald Trump says he's sending determination letters to countries, possibly starting today.
I think by the 9th they'll be fully covered, and they'll range in value from maybe 60 or 70% tariffs to 10 and 20% tariffs.
Trump's so-called reciprocal tariff pause is set to end Wednesday.
Far more than 170 countries. And how many deals can you make? And you can make good deals, but they're very much more complicated.
He's sounding less confident about making trade deals now than he did shortly after imposing his tariffs in April.
We're doing very well in making, I call them tailored deals, not off the rack. These are tailored, highly tailored deals.
But Trump says tariffs are more than just a negotiating tool. He argues they help domestic producers and generate revenue. Many economists argue they also raise prices and can hurt the economy.
Chair, would the Fed have cut more by now if it weren't for the tariffs?
So I think that's right. In effect, we went on hold when we saw the size of the tariffs and essentially all inflation forecasts for the United States went up materially as a consequence of the tariffs.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Sports now, the Indiana Fever have snapped a long losing streak against the Las Vegas Aces. Indiana still without an injured Caitlin Clark won last night, 81-54 at home. Kelsey Mitchell led the team with 25 points. Aaliyah Boston had 20. The last Fever win over the Aces before last night was in 2019, 16 matchups ago. Next up, the Sparks at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tomorrow. July is now, as a matter of public record, Fever and WNBA All-Star Month in Indianapolis. Mayor Joe Hogsett made the proclamation yesterday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The city is hosting the league's All-Star Weekend later this month, July 18th and 19th.
The whole world is coming to Indianapolis for the WNBA All-Star Game. And I think no city in the world could host this type of a sporting event quite like Indianapolis.
Signs of the All-Star Game are going up in the city already. The JW Marriott's newest giant sign of Caitlin Clark is done. We've been watching the work all week, and you can finally see the message. It says, "From downtown in my town." The off-menu drama is over in the world of competitive eating. Westfield's Joey Chestnut is back in New York this morning, getting ready to chow down. His one-year exile from the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest is over. Promoters and Chestnut have settled their differences that kept him out of last year's competition. His absence let a new champion emerge, Patrick Bertoletti. We talked to him on Daybreak.
So I don't know this year if I'll take the title again. He'll be there, less pressure from me, all eyes on him. So I can just roll in and do my best, and that's all I'm hoping for. And besides that, I mean, I'm just looking forward to July 4th. I'm not thinking much past that day.
It feels great to be back. It's New York City on the 4th of July, and we're talking 30,000 Americans on the corner of Surf and Stillwell, and it's gonna be intense, and my body is ready. I'm excited.
And of course, that was Joey Chestnut responding. Contest starts at 10:45 this morning. Our tour of towns called Wish You Were Here is underway. First stop, Franklin Firecracker Festival. News 8's Phil Sanchez, Farron Franzek, and Raina Revel took our afternoon and early evening newscasts out to the fun. Festival organizers tell us they are looking to grow the city.
You have people come out for a free event like this, and then they keep coming back, and they keep coming to the other amazing businesses and things we have to do downtown. And really that's what we want, is we want events that really stimulate the entirety of Franklin, not just, parks.
Firecracker Festival was a one-day event. Our next Wish You Were Here stop is in Plainfield on July 9th. Come out, meet our team. It's at Bicentennial Plaza. For more information, just go to wishtv.com. For the 4th of July, we're looking back into our state's history. News 8's government reporter, Garrett Bergquist, looks at how Independence Day lives on every day in Indiana.
If you live in Indiana, there is a good chance you live in a place that's named for a Revolutionary War figure. And those place names go beyond the usual cast of characters.
You have Washington County, named for George Washington. Franklin County, named for Benjamin Franklin.
By the time this map was made in 1830, many of Indiana's counties already had their names.
Hamilton County, named for Alexander Hamilton. Montgomery County, named for Richard Montgomery.
The Indiana Historical Society's Suzanne Hahn says it was very common during that era to name places after revolutionary figures.
The counties were being named while that war was still in the minds of the settlers. They had heard about these individuals, and so as a way to honor them.
Take Marion County. Indiana's most populous county is named for General Francis Marion, known as the Swamp Fox. Marion led the Patriot campaign against the British in South Carolina in 1780. Then there's Posey County. Thomas Posey served throughout the Revolution. He later became territorial governor of Indiana.
This is a document that's dated 1776, where he's actually joining the military for Virginia.
Posey even kept a diary of his experiences. It's in the Indiana Historical Society's collection.
He speaks about hearing fire, cannon fire in the distance, and how that was making him feel. So it really gives an insight to what someone was experiencing, what a soldier was experiencing during that time.
Hahn says 44 of Indiana's 92 counties are named for people who played some role in the American Revolution.
If you look at so many of the counties being named for those figures, it certainly had an impact on early Hoosiers and what they were valuing, and kind of how the state took shape during that time period.
The article for this story includes links to the digital collections. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This has been your News 8 Daily. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.